Welcome back, Dark Army, and we're back with another video. And no, this is not an Evil Within 2 video. Instead, this video is going to be me talking about how there could be a third Evil Within game. Now, if you guys watched last night's episode, I beat the Evil Within, and after the credits were over, hold on. After the credits were over, there was a scene where it was shown in a STEM chamber, and many people have speculated, have questioned what STEM chamber this is. Many people don't know if it's the first STEM chamber, the one that hosted Ruvik, or if it's the one that hosted Lily. Well, I rewatched the ending scene, and I looked at a photo of the first STEM chamber from the first game, and hold on. And the STEM chamber from the first game is different from the STEM chamber in the second game. Now, in the second game, there is a capsule that held Lily. So in the second game, there is a capsule that held Lily, okay? In the first game, there was no capsule in the set. So if you guys rewatched last night's episode, if you look when the computer is turning on, behind the computer, it's the same capsule that they use for Lily. But if you guys look at a picture of the first STEM chamber in the first game, there are no capsules. Instead, the core wasn't a person, it was a brain. Hold on, I need to go kick my dog out real quick. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, she just won't stop annoying me. But anyway, so basically what I believe in this theory is, in the sequel, hold on. The first STEM chamber, it held a brain instead of a human, okay? As I just said. Hold on. So, what happens is, there was no capsule. Instead, there was like a little sphere that held a brain, and that was Ruvik's brain. But in the second STEM, what held STEM together, what held Union together, was Lily. Until she broke out, then Union started to tear apart. So if you rewatch if you rewatch that scene, you can see the capsule that held Lily. Hold on. So basically my theory for the third Evil Within, if they do make it, is you don't play as Sebastian Castellanos. I believe in the third game you play as Lily. Because if you rewatch it, the STEM chamber is old, okay? It looks old. There are cobwebs all over the place. There's mold in the STEM chamber. So, there's mold, dust, everything. So as you saw, it was somewhere farther into the future. So then what happened was the computer turned on during the scene, and so basically, what I believe is, like I said, I believe you play as Lily Castellanos. She's probably about in her 20s, maybe 30s. You never know. But you play as an older version of Lily because her father passed away. And knowing on how the game fakes Lily's death, they probably faked her mother's death. So, I believe that in the third game, your main focus is to get Lily's mother out of STEM. I mean, it could be different, but I do believe that you do play as Lily in the third game. And if they actually do make that, I would be so surprised. Like, that is actually something I really would want to do. I would really love to play as Lily Castellanos in a game. Well, in one of the games. So, yeah. But we all do know that because of how the scene went, we all do know how the scene is going to end. Well, how the scene is farther into the future. Because, like I said, there's cobwebs all over the chamber. There's mold, dust. So this didn't happen like a month ago. It happened years ago. Like the incidents of Union ended in the Evil Within by the time of the STEM chamber reactivating. That probably happened years ago. Well, not the STEM chamber reactivating, but the fall of STEM, the fall of Union, the collapse of Mobius. That happened years ago, and probably 5 years into the future, 10 years, you never know. 5, 10, maybe 20 years. The game, 5, 10, maybe 20 years. The STEM chamber reactivates. And you can never tell on how far into the future it is, because you can't tell, because it doesn't show Sebastian or Lily or Myra, or any of the bodies that were left there, because by then, because if I'm correct, the bodies would have decomposed by now. And if it's farther into the future, then the bodies would have would be dust by now. Like, if it's 10 or 20 years, I don't even think 10 years. If it's 20 years, probably, the bodies would be dust by now, because then the skeleton would be eroded. And yeah, so the first 10 years, that's when the body starts to decay. Even after the first year, the body starts to decay. Then the skeleton is there for a little while. Then the skeletons start to decay, and yeah. So that's probably, so yeah. But we never know on how far the game is into the future, and it's like there's a huge gap from the end of the Evil Within 2 to when the STEM chamber reactivates. And that huge gap is something that they did not fill in for a reason. Because they didn't say 20 years later, or they didn't say how many years later it is. Instead, they jumped into a cutscene and they just jump into a cutscene right away, not giving you any feedback or info of how long into the future it is. They want you, basically Bethesda wants you to put theories together on how far along into the game you are, how far along the game is, how long ago the collapse of Mobius was, and when and how long it is when the stem chamber reactivates. You see, this is actually starting because like it's kind of cool that they did this, because now people are making, because it's fun because now people can make theories about what they believe will happen in the third game, how there could be a third game, how far along into the future the third game can be. That is something that is going to be cool. Hold on. Um, so, yeah. But, I mean, that would be cool if they did that, and I really hope they do, because I love The Evil Within. The Evil Within is a very fun game, and I like on how they do The Evil Within, because when The Evil Within first came out, it wasn't a big success. I mean, a lot of horror fans loved the first game, but because of the fact that a first game isn't mostly known, and some people can't even play the first game because of the fact that The Evil Within is only accessible to Xbox One and PlayStation 4, I think. I forget if it's for Xbox 360 and PS3. I don't know. But yeah, so that's something that like I like on how they made The Evil Within. Like, The Evil Within is a fun game series about a father, or if you're playing the second game, an ex-cop, going into a virtual reality system, and facing enemies, well, facing the evil within STEM, and that's something that nobody thought of doing, and the fact that Bethesda were the first people to actually make this and put that idea together, that's what made this game more fun, because of the fact that nobody thought about doing this. Nobody thought of, is this a dream? Nobody thought of what could happen if they did this. And that's what I really love about The Evil Within. I mean, The Evil Within does have its ups and downs, but The Evil Within is a good game series. And I kind of do hope that they make a third game, because with the way that Bethesda is doing games, they could have a better game if they make a third game. Now I know a lot of people are saying they might not make a third game because of how The Evil Within 2 ended, and many people also believe how The Evil Within 2 is the last game in the Evil Within series. But if they do end it with the second game, that will hurt, because the Evil Within is a game series that should live on for a while. I'm not gonna say that it's going to be a game series that's going to live on like till 10 games. No. I'd say there could be like 4 games of the Evil Within and then it's dead. And I mean, Bethesda knows when to cancel games. Bethesda knows when to not make a game and when to cancel a game. And I even used The Evil Within when I was arguing with a friend of mine who is a FNAF fan. And if you guys don't know what FNAF is, it's Five Nights at Freddy's. And I used to be a Five Nights at Freddy's fan because of the fact that it was a horror game, and I like horror games, and the fan theories were fun. I used to love watching game theorists basically beat themselves up trying to post a video about FNAF theories, but a bit in October, around December, I started to realize how FNAF is starting to die. And a lot of FNAF fans don't understand that the game series itself is dying, because basically like I said, I used the Evil Within as an example. um I basically said on how the Evil Within has two games, okay, and both the games are kind of similar, but they're not. The stories are different, but the atmosphere of the game is kind of the same from both, because in both games you both go into in both games you go into a virtual reality system and you face enemies within it, and these enemies have powers, and that's the one thing that's similar about the Evil Within. Now, yeah, they added new things in the Evil Within 2 compared to the first game, but then they also brought some of the same things back from the first game into the second game, like the whole beacon side missions. And then when you beat the anima missions, you go into when you beat the anima mission, you basically go down the steps, and then it's the old you from when it's the old you from the first game. So that's basically the only thing that is kind of the same from, that they brought over from the first to the second, along with some of the enemies from the first game. So, I mean, that's the one thing that, Bethesda knows how to make a game. Now, basically, I basically said, okay, so if you guys remember when Five Nights at Freddy's 4 came out, Scott Cawthon said on how Five Nights at Freddy's was going to end after Five Nights at Freddy's 4, okay? He said there won't be any more Five Nights at Freddy's games after FNAF 4. And what does he do a year late? No, it was either two years later, I think. Because I know FNAF Sister Locations came out in 2017. No, it came out in 2016. And yeah, it came out in 2016. So 2 years later. See, I think it came out in 2014, 2015. I don't know. But after he said that, then he releases information about Sister Locations. Okay? Then we all brushed it off and said, okay, this is gonna be the last game for sure. There's not gonna be another one. Then he goes ahead and makes a FNAF simulator. And then people started to get pissed off, because it's like, you basically said on how after FNAF 4, FNAF was going to be done. You said it yourself. After FNAF 4, you are done making FNAF games. What do? You go ahead and you make another FNAF game. And now, in this month, he's made... No, I think it's this month or next month. But he's making another one. And it's like, dude, live up to your promise. And then he says how he's going to sell the rights of FNAF to a company. It's like, basically, no company wants Five Nights at Freddy's. Because like I said, Five Nights at Freddy's is a dying series. And YouTubers even stopped playing it. Even the big YouTubers stopped playing Five Nights at Freddy's, like PewDiePie, and most of the FNAF YouTubers who used to always play it don't play it anymore, because the game itself is basically the same. Within all the games, it's basically the same. And that's the number one reason why people stopped playing it, because of the fact that nothing changes within the games. Now, yeah, there are probably a couple of changes that I haven't noticed, but of what I've seen, there have been no changes in Five Nights at Freddy's. And that's what many people aren't understanding. It's like the game series is dead. Unlike this one, because this one, now like I said, there could probably be 4 games and then the game series is dead, because they can't move on with the Evil Within. Now, like I said, I do love the Evil Within, and I would actually be upset to actually say that the Evil Within is a dead game series, because it's not. The Evil Within is a very good game series, and when the day comes, I have to say that the Evil Within is a dead game series, is going to break my heart, because I actually do love this series. So yeah. So basically, this episode was just me talking about how they could make a 3rd game, and how they probably left the scene from last night's video in because of the fact that they were making because of the fact that they are thinking of making the Evil Within 3. And I mean, that'll be cool. I really hope they do. Alright, I love this series, and if they do actually make the Evil Within 3, I will buy it right away, because I actually do like the Evil Within 3. Anyway, speaking of the Evil Within, in 2 weeks, I will be getting the first game. Now, in 2 Fridays from now, because today is Thursday, so 2 Fridays from now, I will be getting the Evil Within, the first game. And that will be the next game series I will be streaming on this channel. I'm gonna try and finish the gaps that many. Well, for those of you who are fans that watched Ava's channel, because of the fact that I do know that she's not doing much on YouTube anymore, but with her deleting her old channel, along with all those other Evil Within videos, with those missing, I will fill in the gaps for you guys. I will have to redo the series, but yeah, I will fill in the gaps for you guys. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button down below to become part of the Dark One Army and become a Dark Lord today to help vanquish the others that stand in our way. Also, go subscribe over to my brother, Nudge of the Awesomeness. And yeah, I think that's it for today. Also, I'm very sorry that... Yeah, that's the chamber that's the, I had the name before. No, it's not chamber. Oh my god, I forget the name. I forget the name. But that's what I was talking about earlier. With what they held Lillian. That's what shows in the end cutscene of the 2nd game. So yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry that I didn't do Assassin's Creed today. I've just been busy. And with the fact that I haven't been talking to anyone much today, I've just been bored. I've been lazy, and I haven't like felt the urge to do a video today. But yeah, so this was the only video that I did today. So tomorrow, I will be doing the next Assassin's Creed episode. So yeah. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy. Peace, have a great few days, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.